how's it, YouTube? Okay, we're gonna make nachos tonight. We are gonna smoke them, right, Danny? You can say yes. Could they hear your voice? I told them you weren't shy. You just didn't do social media.
Yes, we can smoke them.
So you can hear his voice. And you're gonna see his hands because he's gonna be my hands for me. All right, so we are going to make nachos and we're smoking them on the grill. They're really good this way. Low, slow. They don't take very long. They're like 20 minutes, 25 minutes tops. If you do them nice and low. But they give it such, especially the cheese and everything, it just gets a really nice smoky flavor. And the chips get really nice and crispy. So, we're gonna make some nachos. All right, I'm gonna take you to the stove. Okay, let's go. So I'm gonna be using kind of a larger fry pan here. So I think it's technically a chicken fryer. We're gonna turn it on medium heat. And the first thing we're gonna do is we are going to brown up some, soften, cook some onions. So let me grab some onion. Okay, so now we're gonna add the onions. You wanna add the onions? You want me to add the onions? Oh, Danny's gonna add the onions for me. He chopped them too. Look at how nice and small they are. So we cook for kids. They do not like anything too fancy and flavorful. Although Mason's been liking spicy stuff lately, so but they're not big onion fans or pepper fans or anything like that, so so we keep it simple. So nachos is like one of those things, kind of like pizza. Everybody likes it their way. So you can get as creative as you want. Just because I make my nachos like this does not mean you have to make your nachos like this. I'm just taking you along for the ride to show you what I do and how I make it. So there we have one sweet Vidalia onion. And then to that I'm going to add probably 2 tablespoons of minced garlic from Garlic in a Jar, or Garlic in a Jug. So now we're just going to, I don't have any oil in this or anything like that. We're just going to sweat these onions so that when we start cooking it in the meat, it'll kind of melt into the meat. So you'll get the flavor without biting into an onion, which is how you have to do it with kids. You know, for those of you out there, cook for kids or grandkids, you know what I'm talking about. So we're just going to let that slowly cook. Okay, we're making an executive decision. We're doing like, what would you say that? It's like about 4 pounds, Danny, you think?
3.5.
So we're going to do it all. We're not going to put it all on the nachos though. We'll leave some to the side for hamburgers. We picked this up at Jay's, which is our butcher in town, for the holiday, because I kind of forgot to take meat out of the freezer, so we just picked up a bag there. And we will use like half of this on the nachos and the other half we'll leave for tacos. And then as Danny washes his hands, he's going to chop this up for me. Okay, he's going to chop that up for me. We have this one of those little meat choppers, but however you want to do it. We're not seasoning it yet. I will add some salt and pepper to this, but first we're just going to kind of get this broken up and going. So it's starting to brown up. And I'm going to add some sea salt. And then, and my reasoning is half we'll use on nachos. The other half tomorrow for lunch when we come home from church, we can do tacos or tostadas. Or we could do tostadas.
Enchiladas, burritos.
Oh yeah, or even burritos. We can even do some burritos. But it'll all be ready. And all we have to do is heat it up. That'll be nice. It's always hard on Sundays because we go to church early. So we're up, we leave the house no later than 9, but we kind of start rolling out at like 8:45. And then we're there until like what? We get home like 1:30?
Yep.
So this will make a easy brunch because we don't usually eat breakfast before we go to church. I have coffee, right? You have cappuccino. Is that what you have? You have
Yep, the French vanilla cappuccino.
Yep, and I have a coffee, extra strong. So now we're going to go ahead and add our seasonings. So I'm going to add taco seasoning. I don't measure, especially when I'm doing quadruple. About most of you will do, because most of you will probably just make a pound of this. I'm going to finish that one off, but I might need another one of those. Oh, you already got me another one of those. Thank you. I had 2 of them open. That's sad. Alright, so we're going to add taco seasoning. I'm going to add cilantro. Just a little sprinkle. I'm going to add additional paprika. I'm going to add some granulated onion. Sometimes I get asked about granulated onion. It's not the powder, so let's see if you can see it here. I get mine at GFS, but you can order it online on Amazon too. It's granulated. So, I like it better than the powder. I find the powder sometimes is hard to incorporate. Sometimes it clumps, and the granulated won't. So, we've got all that. Now we're going to throw in some water. So I'm going to just throw in about half a cup here. And then give this a stir. And then actually you're going to give this a stir. This is where I want to take over and I can't. I have to relinquish control. I'll go ahead and give that a nice tossing. And then I can always tell by the look of it if it needs more taco seasoning. Again, so don't go by my measurements on this, just because I'm making quadruple the amount. And I can already tell we're going to need more. And if you wanted to, you could make this and then, if you want to make a big batch, we've done this and then we froze it, right? Mm-hmm. And then it makes really busy nights much easier. Pour in some more water. And you want this to kind of steam a little bit when you get your seasoning in there. You can put a lid on it if you want. You need some more water? Are you okay?
No, I think we're okay. I just got to stir it up really well.
Might need a little bit more seasoning. I like it seasoned, don't I, honey?
Yes, you do.
I like you to be able to taste the taco seasoning. So I always go by color. We measure with love. Alright, so now once this is all done, we're just going to let this go on low and let this just kind of simmer until all the liquid is done. It's got a good amount of liquid in there, yeah. Alright, and then I'm going to swing you on the other side of the stove and we're going to make refried. And as I'm opening up my home canned jars of pinto beans, this opener is so nice, especially if you have injuries. I'm going to show you, even with my finger injury, how easy this is. There's like a little tab here that goes under the lid. Pull up ever so slightly. And there you have it. I'm going to drain these out and get rid of the liquid. And we're going to put it in a pot. I will leave you a link for this. I bought it on Amazon. Okay, so now we're going to start with the beans. And I always start with lard. I am right now using the Snowcap Morel brand of lard. And I don't measure. But I use like, well, depending on how much I'm making. I want a nice little chunk in there. Might add just a little bit more because we are going to kind of fry these beans in this lard. So I'm going to turn my heat on to about medium low. I'm going to let this melt. I'm going to change your battery so you'll feel better. And we'll get started on this. So Danny just had to run outside because he's been working on the little nursery chicken coop for our new little roosters. They're just about ready to go outside, and they're getting all their feathers. And he had all the saws and stuff outside, and we're expecting a storm, so he's gonna run and go do that. And I'm gonna play, and I told him I'd behave and I wouldn't smash anything while he was gone. So we're just gonna melt that lard. And I do use a potato masher. This is what mine looks like. I like this one better than the zigzag ones. But you use whatever you want to use. And then once we get that lard nice and hot, as you can hear, we're going to go ahead and empty a pinto beans in. And we'll start the frying process. And I'll just use my left hand until he comes back. Now, I don't care about these being mashed perfectly smoothly. My kids kind of like it chunky, so that's not a big concern of mine. But you do want to get this mashed. You know, make it into refried beans. Okay, Eric is to my rescue as Danny is cleaning up his saws. So mash that, and then we're gonna add in a little bit of granulated onion. Okay. A little bit of granulated garlic. Okay. And then you can just use plain cream cheese. You don't have to use cream cheese at all. I like it because it adds a creaminess, and I'm going to be adding some of the chive and onion cream cheese to this. Like a good dollop. There we go. You mix that in for me, babe? Thank you. Alright, I'm going to get that mixed and mashed. And I forgot to add the salt and pepper, so we're going to throw that in there. Just a little pepper, not much. Okay. And then, just like the meat, you want to taste everything to your liking so that it tastes good, and then you can adjust the seasonings however you want. Taste everything. When I learned how to cook from scratch, I didn't taste everything because I didn't even know you were supposed to. My mom didn't cook from scratch, so I kind of learned on my own and through YouTube. And I didn't know why some things wouldn't turn out right, and it was because I wasn't tasting it. So taste everything. So thank you, honey. Alright, give this a taste and see if we need to adjust it at all. A little bit more salt. But that's it. That's all it needs. That's good. Alright, let me get this off of here. And then if you can throw that in the sink for me. Thank you. Okay, let me get out my cookie sheet. I'm going to use a full cookie sheet for this. And, oh, you know what I wanted to do? I want to add some black beans. Now, normally, if I was using a pound of burger, I'd add the black beans to the burger. But since we have a lot of meat there, I'm going to go ahead and just add the black beans right to my refried beans. And I'm going to let those heat up first before we make them in the nachos, so that they're fully heated and good to go. Alright, so I'm going to let that cook up for about 10 minutes or so. It'll thicken up too, and we'll get these nacho. Okay. So Danny's laying down the parchment, and that's just to make it a little bit easier to clean up. As you open up the chips, and we're using, what are you using? We're using the tostadas party size. There we go. Okay. So we're going to use one bag. If you need more, you can add more. Okay. What do you think? A little bit more? Or is that good?
No, that's good.
You think it's good? Okay. Yeah, we're going to put it on the smoker. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and get some meat. We're going to do a little light layer of meat. And then we're going to do bean. And then we're going to do a little bit of meat again. And then we're going to do cheese. Kind of in between there too. Just want to make sure that it's... The key to good nachos is what, Danny?
Dispersion.
It is. Because you don't want people fighting over one corner because it has all the meat and the cheese. And then another corner is, you know, naked. Nacho naked. So, well, you can see that. Smells so good. It is storming though, so we are going to be smoking out in the rain. The cats can even smell the...
Yeah, look at them, look at me with those big eyes. Like...
Our outdoor cats are now our indoor cats. They live in the good life now. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the same thing but with beef. Now these thickened up as I knew they would as I cooked them. I always want to, I'll set a timer for the black beans to make sure that they cook at least 10 minutes. Just so that I know they're fully heated. And the same thing with the bean. You want to disperse it evenly so everybody gets a good amount. Now Danny would probably say the best part of a nacho is all of the parts. All the parts together, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But I like the bean. I could just eat beans and nachos.
And there's no right or wrong way to do this either.
No. I think nachos, if you're new to cooking from scratch, nachos is a great way to start. Don't you think, Danny?
Yeah, because you can... You add just what you like, and there's no right or wrong way. You put it where you want it. You.
Now nobody knows this. I don't think about you other than our close friends and family. But Danny cooks. Danny is my first husband that cooks. So that has been such a treat. Not only just to work with him in the kitchen, but on some nights when I don't feel like cooking, having a beautiful dinner made.
Or the dessert I made you the other night.
Yeah, the puff pastry wrapped around a banana with chocolate. Pieces of chocolate, and then...
Chocolate syrup, and then powdered sugar
and vanilla bean ice cream on the side. Oh, it's so good.
And then you bake it, and you bake the oven, not the ice cream, but you bake the dessert, and it's really, really good.
It's really good. We'll have to make a video on that. That and your chicken Alfredo that you're famous for. Okay, is that about it with the beans?
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, so now we're going to do the queso cheese, which Danny has over there. Now this queso cheese we got at, was it Costco?
Yes.
It was Costco. So, but if you don't go to Costco, just get whatever at the grocery store. The deli too, many times will have like a queso cheese. And this one is, what is this one called, Danny? It's white queso. Hold on, let's see. White queso. It's white queso. All right. But you can use the yellow too. I mean, usually that's what we use, the Tostitos brand. Or the Aldi brand, whichever one we have. Do you want another spoon?
Yeah,
Get
usually.
enough of that spoon? Alright, Danny is going to put it in a microwavable bowl so that it pours out a little bit easier. I should have thought about that and warmed it on the stove. I didn't think. But that's okay. We're going to use all of it too, so I use it up. And the one thing about the Costco queso is that it's in the refrigerated section, so it was cold. So it was not very pliable. So, ooh, look at that. Oh, that's so good. Come on now. I know you want nachos now. Anyone watching this wants nachos now. Ooh, that's so good. So you can put green onion on this. You can put fresh tomato on this. You can put black olives on this. You can put raw onion on there. Guacamole. Eric likes fresh jalapeno, so he chops up a fresh jalapeno for himself and puts it just on his. I have guacamole in the fridge, so I will add guacamole to mine. So really, in this family, we make a base, don't we?
That's right.
We make a base, and then everybody adds their additional toppings that they like on top of it.
Like I like sour cream.
Yeah, you like
after it's been cooked, though.
Yeah. So you do your nachos and your family nachos the way that you like them. I'm just showing you how we do ours. And
sometimes you put the chili the green chili. What are those called, honey? That you add to the chili?
The green chilies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll add some of those. I'll add a can of that. Pressed out. Now we're gonna add just a little bit more meat on top of the cheese, and then we're gonna add cheddar sprinkled cheese on top of it. So Danny's motto is there's never too much meat, right?
Never too much cheese or meat.
Or meat. I think Eric and Mason would agree with you. You don't have to add a whole ton more, but we like to just top it off with a little extra layer of meat. And then we will add, we're just using a bagged sharp cheddar cheese. We have a lot of cheese in the freezer, so. But if you want to do block and shred it yourself, you can do that.
Some people like to add mozzarella, some like the cheddar, the sharp, the medium, the mild.
The taco cheese is always good, the blend.
Yeah.
But we're going to use, let's show them the bag, and we're going to use the sharp cheddar. Fancy, finely shredded fancy. All right. Oh, that looks so good.
And then the smoker gives the shredded, the string cheese like this, a really, really wonderful flavor.
Yeah, it's nice and smoky, right?
Mm-hmm. Would you like me to use the whole bag, baby?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
And then we're gonna top it with, I get this at Aldi. It's the, it's like Rotel, the diced tomatoes with green chilies. And we'll top that at the very top. It just gives it a nice little added spice, like a little kick.
Gives it a little color.
Yeah, and a little color.
Adds to the presentation of it. Makes you look really, really fancy to your family.
There you go. This is a great, that we make nachos when the older boys come up because you can make 2 pans of this and feed a whole crowd. There you go for that. And I got you a spoon if you need it. Taco bar. We do taco bar. We do pizza. Anything where, you know, it's easy. Of course, hamburgers and hot dogs are always good, but nachos and tacos are always easy and fun because all you need is a base and then, you know, different sides to choose from, and you can add what you want. It is really storming outside. The whole point of this was smoking it. You think we can smoke it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We'll take you out there with us as we stand in the pouring. It's so crazy, too, because it looks like the sun wants to come out. Ooh, that's so pretty. That's so nice, Danny. Thank you. And thank you for the help.
You're welcome.
Thank you for being my hands. All right, so let's take this out. I'm going to jump you off the tripod and we're going to head outside, but it is pouring outside. And he's going to put it on the smoker for us. I got you out in the rain. There we go. Right on the smoker. That's it. Close it. Look at, see? Look at the blue sky. The sun wants to come out, but it's pouring. It's pouring. It's storming outside. Danny braved the weather. So this was 15 minutes at 250 degrees on the smoker. And there we have it. Just melted enough. Last time I left it on 5 minutes too long, and the cheese got a little too brown for everybody's liking. It was kind of hard. This is perfect. All right, well, you can... Don't dance, Danny. Don't dance. Don't get excited. Okay, we're going to call the kids up. I'm going to take a picture of this. We're going to get out all their other little additional sides that they like and serve them. So I hope this was fun as we made a smoked nachos in a summer storm. All right, love you guys. God bless, and I'll see you soon.